right, going back again, let's talk Energy Saver for just a second. What's really kind of neat about the Energy Saver is you can decide if you would like, when this computer's on battery power, I can say put it to sleep in 15 minutes if I'm not using it, or put the display to sleep in a minute or two if I'm not using it, and save some of that energy. So you can change all of those settings yourself. I like to, again, put the little check mark right here so I can see my little battery icon up here in my menu bar. It's very helpful. Now what's also kind of fun is if you're on power adapter, you have different settings. So maybe in here, if you're connected to the power, you can change those settings to be higher because you're connected to the electricity, your battery is not going to drain. Now you can also do something fun down here under schedule, and you can schedule a time for your computer to go to sleep every day and wake up every day. So for example, let's say you leave your computer at school and you want it to be all started up and ready to go for you. You can say start up or wake up every day at 7 a.m. Or maybe you want to leave it right here and you want to say I want to put it to sleep every day at 4 o'clock. So you could go ahead and change those times and set that up so that it will automatically take care of itself, putting itself to sleep and waking itself up. So how fun would that be to show up at school and all of a sudden your computer is there ready to go for you? So take advantage of using a couple of these built-in handy tools, and then you'll be the master of your Mac. All right, now you do have a keyboard. This is really kind of handy if you need to slow down the speed of your keyboard. If you'd like, you can work with that. Kind of some of the best things though is you can use the feature in here to replace some text with something else. So like for example, you could put in a word, like if I put in BPS, I could replace that with Bellevue Public Schools, and it's a time saver for me because then anytime I type BPS and push the space bar, it will type in Bellevue Public Schools. So very handy little feature there. You can also come over here and look at some of the shortcuts. Which brings us to TRACKPAD. All right, now for the TRACKPAD, I'd like you to spend 10 to 15 minutes and explore all three of these tabs, but there's this cute little video that's going over on the right-hand side that tells you all about everything that's here. So for example, tap to click with one finger. So you can set it up so if you do one finger, it will click. Now you can also do secondary click is a two-finger click. I like that one. Or you can do click in the bottom right corner or left corner, whichever one you like, but you set it up and personalize it for yourself. Now look up, if you look here, you tap 3 times and it will look up the word that you happen to be highlighted on. Or you can do this 3-finger drag and it lets you move around open windows with 3 fingers. You can also change your tracking speed, and that just kind of goes from slow to fast. So you can explore the scroll and zoom, and I'd really like you to spend a little time taking a look at how to zoom in and out, or the smart zoom where you do a double tap with 2 fingers. And then the rotate works on images. So any image you have open, you can just take your fingers on your trackpad. It kind of works like an iPad, just allows you to move things around. You can change the scroll direction so it's natural and it moves with your fingers, or you can have it go the opposite. And then under here are more gestures, which are really handy as you start moving along and you want to be more efficient. And again, that master of your Mac, you can use your fingers to easily go between open windows. You can also, if you look here, you can swipe between open apps if you just use your 4 fingers. So again, kind of iPad feel to that. You can get into the notification center if you swipe backwards. Very handy if you want to check on messages and things. Mission control, swiping up with 4 fingers will allow you to see that. And that's what I was talking about when we looked at mission control before, but as that 4 fingers up, it's really nice. I like that feature. App expose is swiping down. So just swiping down. Now the launch pad is kind of pinching backwards, just kind of like almost like palming a basketball. And then showing your desktop is your thumb and your fingers, and boom, you just got a blank desktop. So I would like you to give those a go. spend a little time with them, because if you don't, you'll just keep doing the same things you've always done on your computer. So it's important to break out of that comfort zone and give all those fun features of your trackpad a try. Now, another place we need to take a peek at is users and groups. Under users and groups, it's going to have your name, and you're currently your user here. And what we can do over here is you can set up, again, a place to change the password, edit your name if you want. You can set your Apple ID, and this also allows you, see where it has your little picture right here, you can click on that picture icon and you can change your picture. So although it would be fun to hide behind something like one of these crazy images, it's much better for you to put a picture of yourself in here. So all you have to do to put a picture of you in here is go to camera, and that is going to open up your camera. So here I am, and I'm talking to you live from my house. So I'm going to go ahead to that camera, and I'm going to click on the little picture, and it's going to count me down and take my picture. 1, 2, 3, ah! All right, how fun can that be? So now, if I'm done with that, that will now be my little picture right here. Now, if you don't like it, all you have to do is click on it, go back to camera again. Here's our camera. Get ready. Here comes our picture again, and you can just do a calm picture. And then I'm done. So we have a picture here. This is very handy for when we go to AirDrop files, which we'll talk about later. But it's nice to have a picture of you here, because then when you do some airdropping, then you pop up instead of some computer number. So go ahead and put your name in here. Change your password if you need to, if you didn't change it earlier when we looked at that, and set any of these other options you'd like with your Apple ID or your name. Very last thing that we're going to look at today is accessibility. And under accessibility, there are a number of features that are really awesome. So we're going to look first of all at display. Display allows you to invert your colors, and some people that is helpful, or use a grayscale. Perhaps you've got people that are color deficient. It's really a handy thing, and if you're not color deficient, it's nice to use grayscale sometimes when you're doing some work. You can come in here and change that and make sure that somebody who is color deficient could actually see what you're working on. So a nice little feature to have there. Zoom, I love Zoom. So if you turn this on, you're just going to use some combinations here. This little thing right here, that little symbol is Option. So it's Option and Command, and then if you use the key over here, Option Command 8, Option Command equals, minus, they're all going to allow you to zoom in and zoom out. So if you do Option Command plus, you zoom on in, Option Command minus, you zoom on out. Okay, so Option Command equals, Option Command minus. Very nice feature. So you can use that when you're teaching, and if you zoom in and zoom out, if you do the zoom follows the keyboard focus, wherever you kind of point your mouse, and then zoom, it's going to zoom toward where my mouse was. So that's following my keyboard focus. All right, now you have other options in here too. You can kind of set your zoom magnification if you'd like, and you can also have it show a preview rectangle when zoomed out. And when zoomed in, you can have the screen image move only when the pointer reaches an edge, continuously with the pointer, or so the pointer is at or near the center of the screen. So you can kind of change those. So if it's zooming continuously with the pointer, then let me go Shift Command. And every time I'm moving my mouse around, it's continuously moving. Could be a good thing, could drive people crazy after a while. So you can also go in here to my more options, and I'm going to say only when the pointer reaches an edge. So now notice I don't have that movement happening all the time. So I'm Option Command minus, zooming back out, and I'm going to be done with that. But I think as far as teaching goes, that zoom feature is huge. Now there's voiceover too that'll allow you speaking. It'll speak every item on your screen if you like it. And if you enable voiceover, it will just start talking and everything that you're doing. So you could try that out, give it a try, and see how maybe that could be helpful. Now, as with everything else, you can go in here and make adjustments for audio. You can have the screen flash when an alert occurs, which is helpful. You can go in here and have captions and have subtitles on things. You can go in and enable sticky keys and slow keys. You can adjust the mouse and the trackpad. You can switch control to allow the computer to be controlled by one or more switches. So it depends on what kind of devices you might have plugged in. And speakable items will let you allow some control over the microphone and recognition of speakable items. So those are some items that you can work with. The ones that I would really like you probably most of all to focus on is display and zoom. But if you happen to be in a situation where you're using your computer and need to use it to fit the needs of people with disabilities, you'll want to dig deeper into these features. So thanks for learning all about some system preferences on your Mac that has Maverick. Thanks for watching TT for T.